In Meereen, Daenerys Targaryen gazes down at the streets below from her royal chambers in the Great Pyramid. Ser Barristan Selmy, standing beside her, mentions Rhaegar Targaryen. He observes that from such a height, the city's people always seem content, yet Rhaegar preferred to leave the Red Keep and walk among the common folk. Barristan, who often escorted him as his guard, recalls how Rhaegar loved to sing for the crowds. Like a street performer, he would choose a spot and sing, his voice so beautiful that people gladly filled his purse with coins. He took joy in seeing how much he could earn, and the people adored his songs. Daenerys is taken aback. Her brother Viserys had only ever described Rhaegar as a fearsome warrior, not a man who brought music to the streets. Barristan scoffs, recalling that Rhaegar was a skilled warrior but never took pleasure in killing. He was a kind man who preferred music. Daenerys asks what they did with the money. Barristan explains that they used it in many ways. Sometimes they simply handed it to the next traveling minstrel. Once Rhaegar donated it all to an orphanage in flea-bottom slums, and on another occasion, they wasted it on getting thoroughly drunk. Just then, Daario Naharis arrives, informing her that the day's petitioners are waiting in the throne room, with Hizdahr zo Loraq being the most prominent. Knowing Barristan dislikes politics, Daenerys asks if he wishes to join her. After Daario assures her of his protection, she dismisses Barristan for the day, suggesting with a smile that he go down to the city and play some music. Hizdahr pleads with Daenerys once more to reopen Meereen's fighting pits, as today marks the traditional start of the fighting season. Once again, Daenerys refuses, but Hizdahr makes a logical case. The pits are a grand spectacle, long cherished by both slave masters and slaves alike, and one of the few traditions that unite the city. He admits that restoring this custom won't fix all her troubles overnight, but it would be a step toward healing the divisions among her people. As he speaks, the Sons of the Harpy launch a wave of violent attacks across the city streets. A prostitute from Meereen assists them by luring and killing members of the Second Sons. When a group of Unsullied arrives, she pretends to be frightened and tricks them into a trap, claiming the Sons of the Harpy fled into a narrow alley. The Unsullied follow, only to be ambushed by a much larger force. A fierce battle erupts throughout Meereen. Grey Worm, caught in the ambush, fights bravely, killing many attackers, but loses his helmet, gets cut in the leg, and is stabbed in the side. Despite his injuries, he pulls the dagger from his own chest, stabs an enemy in the throat, and keeps fighting, though his wounds weaken him. Though most of the Sons of the Harpy are dead, they initially outnumbered the Unsullied so heavily that only Grey Worm remains standing. Just in time, Ser Barristan arrives and distracts the remaining rebels, saving Grey Worm from death. He battles 8 Sons of the Harpy, killing 7 before the 8th stabs him in the stomach. As Barristan falls to his knees, the last attacker moves to slit his throat, but Grey Worm drives his spear through the man's back, killing him. Weak from his wounds, Grey Worm stumbles toward the unconscious Barristan before collapsing beside him. At Volantis, under cover of darkness, Jorah Mormont knocks out a fisherman, steals his boat, and sets sail with his prisoner, Tyrion Lannister. Once at sea, Tyrion, still gagged, tries to persuade Jorah to free his mouth, but the knight refuses to share details about himself. However, after noticing clues like the bear sigil on Jorah's armor, Tyrion quickly pieces together his captor's identity. Jorah eventually admits that the queen he's delivering Tyrion to isn't Cersei, but Daenerys Targaryen. Remembering reports from small council meetings, Tyrion recalls that Jorah had been spying on Daenerys for Varys. Since Jorah is now half a world away from her, Tyrion deduces that Daenerys must have discovered his betrayal and exiled him. And now, Jorah hopes to win back her favor by gifting her the hand of the king. Amused by the irony, Tyrion laughs and tells Jorah this kidnapping was pointless. He was already on his way to join Daenerys. He also warns that presenting him as a gift might not soften Daenerys' anger. She could just as easily welcome Tyrion as an ally while still shunning Jorah. Frustrated, Jorah silences Tyrion with a sharp slap across the face.